You got a letter from Social Security. It says you owe $14,000, and if you don't pay, they're taking half your check starting next month. Half. That's your rent, your medication, your groceries, gone. That letter is leaving out three things: a 10-day window that can freeze their collection entirely, and three forms that could erase the debt. By the end of this video, you'll know all of them: the forms, the deadlines, and the exact words to say on the phone. First, what that letter actually says, because it's leaving out more than you realize. The letter looks official. Social Security letterhead, a dollar amount in bold, and one sentence that stops your heart. You must repay this amount within 30 days. Sounds final. Sounds like there's no way out. There is. What that letter doesn't mention: you have a right to appeal. You have a right to request a waiver, which can cancel the debt completely. And if you act fast enough, Social Security cannot touch your check while they review your case. The letter gives you one deadline. The law gives you four. Within 10 days of getting the letter, file a request for reconsideration, and your benefit stays at 100%. Not reduced, not touched. Full check every month while SSA reviews. Within 30 days, file any appeal or waiver request, and all collection is paused. Within 60 days, that's your last day to file a formal reconsideration, the form called SSA 561. After 90 days with no response, if your notice was issued after April 25th, 2025, Social Security starts taking 50% of your monthly check automatically. No second warning. If your notice is older than that, from before April 2025, the default withholding is 10%. How did we get here? This policy changed 3 times in 13 months. In March 2024, Social Security dropped the default withholding to 10% of your monthly benefit. Then in March 2025, the agency reversed course, 100% withholding. Your entire check. After a national backlash on April 25th, 2025, they walked it back to 50%. That's where it sits right now, June 2026. Half your check. If your average retirement check is around $2,081 a month, that's roughly $1,000 gone. This is not a small problem. Social Security is sitting on $23 billion in uncollected overpayments. Hundreds of thousands of these letters are going out right now. One more thing. If you receive SSI, Supplemental Security Income, your withholding rate is different. SSI stays capped at 10%. Everything else in this video applies to Title II, retirement, survivors, and disability benefits. Now you know the deadlines. But which tool do you actually use? That depends on one question. Do you think you owe this money or not? If you believe the amount is wrong or you weren't overpaid at all, this is your form. SSA 561. Request for reconsideration. You'd use this when Social Security miscalculated your earnings, or mixed up your record with somebody else's, or when you reported a change and SSA just never processed it. That last one happens more than you'd think. Jean Rodriguez found that out the hard way. Social Security combined 4 other people's records with hers, 4 strangers' earnings tangled into her file. She waited 4 years before SSA told her she owed $72,000, money that was never hers to begin with. File this form within 60 days. Within 10 days if you want your full benefit protected during review. You can submit SSA 561 online through your My Social Security account, or mail it certified with a return receipt. Keep that receipt. It's your proof. If reconsideration is denied, you're not done. There's a 4-level appeal ladder: administrative law judge hearing, then appeals council, then federal court. At each level, you have 60 days to file. File within 30 days, and your benefits may continue during the review. Quick detour. If the overpayment amount is $2,000 or less and it wasn't your fault, Social Security can waive the entire thing with a single phone call. No form required. This threshold was raised from $1,000 in May 2024. Most people have no idea this exists. One catch: it's based on the original overpayment amount, not what you still owe. If the original debt was $2,500 and you've paid it down to $1,800, you don't qualify. Original amount is what counts. This is the waiver. Form SSA 632BK. You use it when you accept that you were overpaid, but you're saying 2 things: it wasn't my fault, and paying it back would break me financially. Both parts matter. You need both. To qualify, you need to show 2 things. First, that your monthly expenses basically eat up your income. SSA looks at whether you have more than $250 left over after bills. Second, that you don't have significant savings. The limit is $6,000 for a single person. And this part surprises people. If you're already on SSI, SNAP Food Assistance, a VA pension, or Medicare's Extra Help program, SSA may automatically count that as proof of hardship. You don't have to prove what the government already knows about you. The waiver has no time limit, not 30 days, not 60 days, not ever. You can file a waiver even after they've already collected the entire overpayment and request a refund. Remember that. It matters later. In fiscal year 2023, Social Security collected $4.9 billion in overpayments. They waived $267 million. Many had grounds but never filed, or were denied. Maybe you accept that you owe the money. You just can't survive losing half your check. That's Form SSA 634, Request for Change in Recovery Rate. You document your income and your expenses. If 50% withholding would leave you unable to cover rent, food, and medication, SSA must lower the rate. In some documented hardship cases, as low as $10 a month. A man in Tennessee on disability benefits learned this firsthand. He'd picked up extra cashier shifts to help his family, and SSA hit him with a $46,000 bill. His monthly check dropped from $2,093 to $945. After fighting it, the agency agreed to take just $100 a month. This is not a waiver. You still pay the money back, just slower, at a rate you can actually live with. Now, here's where most people get tripped up. The phrase "not your fault" does not mean what you think it means. Most people assume this. Social Security made the mistake, so the waiver is automatic. Wrong. SSA's legal framework doesn't focus on who made the error. It focuses on what you did. Did you report changes to your income? Did you accept the payments in good faith? Did you have health problems, language barriers, or cognitive limitations that explain why you didn't report sooner? Economist Lawrence Kotlikoff at Boston University put it this way on 60 Minutes. Their mantra, their rule is, our mistake is your mistake. And there's a structural reason this keeps happening. Social Security's customer service budget was cut 17% between 2010 and 2023. That created massive backlogs. Overpayments go undetected for years. Then the entire accumulated debt lands on you at once. So what should you gather before you file? Pay stubs and bank statements. Anything that shows your actual income. Medical records if health affected your ability to report changes. Utility bills to document your expenses. And the most powerful evidence of all, anything proving you already told SSA about a change. If you mailed them a form and they never processed it, that's not your failure. That's theirs, and it's your strongest card. Anne-Marie Fugate knows this. She's an Air Force veteran from Granger County, Tennessee. Got a letter demanding $57,719. She pulled together pay stubs, mortgage documents, utility bills, medical records, everything. After her appeal and media coverage from a local investigation, Social Security raised her payment and sent her $4,509 in back pay. She fought, she documented, she won. I know some of you watching this are thinking, it's too late. I already missed the 30-day window. They're already taking my money. If that's you, do not click away. This next part is specifically for you. You missed the window. Withholding already started. Maybe you panicked and agreed to a repayment plan just to make the phone call end. You still have options. The waiver, Form SSA 632, has no time limit. You can file it tomorrow. You can file it 6 months from now. You can file it after the entire overpayment has been collected and request every dollar back. Agreeing to a repayment plan does not waive your right to request a waiver later. Read that again if you need to. You've lost the reconsideration path if you're past 60 days. That's true, but the waiver and the rate reduction stay open, always. And I want you to hear what happens when nobody tells people this. Denise Woods lives in Savannah, Georgia. She has lupus and congestive heart failure. Social Security demanded $58,000 back and terminated her disability benefits. She couldn't pay. For nearly 4 years, she received nothing. Denise sleeps in her 2015 Chevy Equinox. She drives to truck stops and strip mall parking lots at night, looking for somewhere safe to park. When her health allows, she works transporting railroad crews for $14 an hour. The car payment is $386 a month, but the car is also her home. In her words, "My life is just survival now. Sometimes I feel like I am just waiting to die." Denise's story is what happens when nobody knows the waiver exists. Nobody told her. No one gave her the form. That's why this video exists. Grab a pen. This is the part you keep. Step 1. Call Social Security, or have someone call on your behalf if you need help. The number is 1-800-77-21213. If you're hearing impaired, the TTY line is 1-800-325-0778. Hours are Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 7 p.m., your local time. Call early in the morning, later in the week. Shorter wait. Step 2. When someone answers, say these words. I received an overpayment notice dated. Then give the date from your letter. I am calling to request a reconsideration, or a waiver, or a lower recovery rate, whichever applies to you. Then please put a note on my file that I am disputing this overpayment. Ask for the agent's name and a confirmation number. Write both down before you hang up. Step 3. File the form. Go to ssa.gov. Download SSA 561, SSA 632, or SSA 634. For SSA 561, you can file online through your My Social Security account. That gives you a time-stamped record. For SSA 632 and SSA 634, submit online if available through your My Social Security account, or mail certified with return receipt requested. Never regular mail for anything with a deadline. Step 4. Keep copies of everything, every form, every mailing receipt, every confirmation number. If you spoke to an agent, write down their name, the date, and what was said. Paper trail wins appeals. Step 5. If they deny you, you have 60 days to appeal to the next level. Administrative law judge, then appeals counsel, then federal court. If you file within 30 days of a denial, your benefits may continue during review. And if you need help, you don't need to pay for a lawyer. Legal aid organizations help seniors with this at no cost. Contact your local area agency on aging or search lawhelp.org. That letter is designed to make you pay without asking questions. Now you know the questions to ask and the answers. 10 days to freeze your benefit. The 561 to fight the amount. The 632 to erase the debt. The 634 to make the payments survivable. And the waiver never expires. Even if you've already missed every window, it's not too late. You paid into this system for decades. This isn't charity. It's your money, and these are your rights. If someone you know is on Social Security, a parent, a neighbor, a friend from church, send them this video today. They might have gotten that letter and have no idea what to do. You could be the reason they keep their check. Subscribe so the next time Social Security changes the rules, you hear about it here